So I use the YouTube community tab to ask, what do you want to know about my sister locks? I'll share the questions and I'll give you my honest reply. Hi and welcome back to Chris the Stylista, where we talk about style, hair, shopping, and lifestyle topics that interest you the most. So let me know and we'll continue to grow. Question 1 is from Vonda Stokes Little. Thank you so much, Vonda. Did you use anything on your scalp between washes during your baby lock stage? I did use a little bit of oil, and it's something that my consultant actually advised against. And the reason that she told me not to use oil is that it will attract lint, dust, dirt, and may cause buildup in your locks. I would reach out to my consultant if you're experiencing things early in your journey that are concerning and you want some relief. Maybe they can share some products that will be helpful to you, but the advice that I was given was basically drop the oils. The second question is from Leanne Merritt, and Leanne asks, did you go through an ugly stage? And the honest answer to that, although I prefer to call it early stage or beginning stage of my lock journey, there was at that, let's say 3 to 4 weeks phase where I really didn't like the look of them. But upon first wash and the shrinkage, they begin to change. So the install look, the very early baby stage, in my opinion, is not cute, but time flies and it won't last long. So if that is a deterrent, the outcome is better over time. The next question is from Dreamer411, and Dreamer411 asks, at what year did you notice your hair actually locked? For me, this was approaching year 2. Like a month or 2 before. That was when my consultant told me that I could actually stop braiding and banding. And when I noticed that my hair stopped looking like braids, but more like a true lock. Although I have coarsely textured hair, 4B in the front, 4C everywhere else, it still took almost 2 years to lock. Librarian Rose asks, how actually did your hair get thicker if it did? I was actually in my consultant's chair when I saw this question, so it was very timely. And my answer would be the matting and not losing the shed hair is what helps your lock look thicker over time, and that braid pattern dissipates. But another very important point that my consultant shared is that how your locks thicken is dependent on the hair density of the square of the individual sister lock. Like my hair density is a lot less around these edges and it's more dense in the back. There is less density in the crown, and when my hair is down you can definitely see the difference, that the locks are a bit more thin in some places than in others. But it is not an issue with the install because oftentimes the squares are pretty much uniform. It's the hair density that is not. From my perspective and experience and with the consultation, it's your hair density, it's the locking process, it's the matting, it's not losing shed hair. I jumped back in the community a second time to ask if anyone had questions once more, and I was able to pick up a few more questions that I'll share with you now. Robin Cookie asks, is there any weight to them? She asks a second follow-up question. How would you compare them to braids or twists? Thank you, Robin. There is weight to them, and I believe you begin to feel it as your locks grow. Like I may not have felt it at ear level or below ear level or neck level, but once they hit the shoulders, I begin to feel the weight of them, specifically during wash days. When I was actually under the water in the shower, I could feel the weight of my hair, particularly if I had not braided my hair. Then I would feel the weight. And that's one of the reasons why, even though I can wash loose, I don't, because it feels to me like little ropes on your head. You will feel the weight as they grow. And I think that is why I'm limiting how long I want to wear the locks, because I don't like the feeling of heavy wet locks. As far as how they compare to twists and braids, I've had twists, I've had braids, I've worn braids for a year before install. And I would say, as far as wash, to be honest, when I was twisting or braiding, when it was time for wash day, I took them down. The heaviness of the braids, I don't know. I loved them so much I could deal with it. Would I say that my sister locks were as heavy as my twists? Probably not, but my twists were long. Like they were somewhere between bra strap and waist. But yeah, they get a little weighty, and then you want to put up these elaborate buns and stuff. Yeah, they were a little heavy, but comparatively, Sisterlocks I don't find as heavy as my braids or like on a day-to-day wear, but when you wash them, they do become much heavier. So I probably will not have waist-length Sisterlocks. Sberg69 asks, do you use product to maintain your gorgeous curly ends? Thank you. But I don't make any effort to maintain curly ends at this stage in my locks. I do believe I'm beginning to see the ends seal more, or first they're getting frizzy, and I believe they are starting to seal, but I see much less of the curly ends, and I'm fine with my ends locking. I don't want to put forth the effort to keep them curly, even though I think it's a pretty look. The curly end phase was probably mid-early journey, around six months, when I really started to see them pop, like look like defined curls. Up close, they don't look like defined curls to me anymore. And I'll show you. I'm gonna take this down so you can see my hair. Yeah, they're definitely not as curly as they once were. Give me a minute to separate them because I had them up in the bun. And I'm probably going to put my hair back up in the bun. You see those ends? Maybe comparing against a white shirt. Very early in the morning, so I'm sorry if my hands are ashy, but or face, I don't know, but yeah, they're not as curly as they used to be, in my opinion. So if they lock up, it's cool. If you're finding any type of value in this video, entertainment, if you like the tone of my voice, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. It really helps the channel to grow, and it keeps me motivated and encouraged to keep making videos, because you've demonstrated to me that you want to see more. So thanks in advance. The next question is from Librarian Rose. Librarian Rose asks, when did your locks drop? Or was it continuous visual growth? Good question, and thank you. I initially did not see the growth, but in sharing pics with friends who had, some of the apps that we could split the screen and, 1 and 2 on your phone, I had a friend who sent me back a couple of pictures that I'd sent her in the midst of a conversation where I was like, I don't really see it growing. I don't see anything. And she showed me that there was significant growth. I didn't notice it for quite some time, that the hair was like growing. But I was also not aware of the drop. I really couldn't tell you when it specifically happened. I can say milestones for me were when I could gather my hair into a low pony, when I could gather my hair into a side pony, and when I could gather my hair into some type of top knot. Now, because I wear my hair with a braid out often, that probably impacted my ability to notice when it dropped, because I'm always trying to achieve fullness. And so I generally don't wash loose, and I probably need to see what it looks like just flat, just I guess. But if I had to guess, I would say that when it got about here, I lost that bushy fullness that was, that looked all stacked and pretty with the newer Sisterlocks look, probably when it got to about here. But I love that full look of 6 months plus Sisterlocks, between probably 6 and 9 months, where it's kind of like, poof. If it's cutting a little cute bob, I think that is the best. I mean, longer Sisterlocks are nice and gives you more versatility. At the neck, below the ear, is when I started to notice it just really, and considerably start to really grow, probably at 2-year mark. I'm a week out from a retie. It's a bit, it's a bit shrunken right now, which is cool with me. Let's get to a few frequently asked Sisterlock questions. What is your wash schedule? My wash schedule right now is every 2 weeks. One of those washes is right before my retime. What do you wish you knew before installation? I watch so much Sisterlock content, I can't say there's anything that I wish I knew before installation. There are things that I wish I would have done before installation. I really wish that I would have colored my hair. Not anything extreme, but at least colored my grays. 2 years is a long time for a woman of a certain age to go without a drop of color, if that's what she desires. And I do. I wish I would have taken action. Not that I didn't know. I wish I would have taken action on that. Maybe gotten a color close to my natural color, but just covered them doggone grays. Because a gray hair, when you have Sisterlocks, is so disrespectful. It will jump out of the lock and just be a little curly coil on the side. It will look like lint. You'll think, oh my God, my hair is getting linty, and it's just a gray hair standing out like. So yeah, the disrespect of the grays make me wish that I would have colored before.